Chapter 5.1c, third day of slope. We have worked on finding a slope of 2 points. We've worked with doing it with tables. We've worked with turning two ordered pairs into a table. Today we're going to find the slope of a line that is actually graphed, which means we're doing this visually. I like to be sure you understand what's needed for a skill, so I'm just going to explain it like this. If you've played any board game like Monopoly where you roll a dice and count the steps, then you can find the slope of a graph. If you cheated through those games, I don't know what to tell you, but for the most part what you're looking at is you're going to be counting where you're starting here. And I don't know how many of you played games, but whenever you roll a dice and you get to count 4 steps forward, you don't go 1, 2, 3, 4. If this is where your piece is, you start here and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's pretty much the skill you're going to need today. The visual representation of slope is rise over run. That is a phrase you want to make sure you remember, rise over run. And what that means in math terms is it rises on top, run is on the bottom. That means we're going to look for a rise number and we're going to put it on top. We're going to look for a run number, we're going to put it on the bottom. That fraction again is used to find a slope of 2 points in a graph. The rise, make sure you fill this out on your notes because it is italicized, is the number of steps that you count going either up, which would be positive, or down, which would be negative. We'll talk about that in our examples. The run is the number of steps that you count going right. Alright? So again, rise is either up, which is positive, or down, which is negative. Your run is always to the right. If you notice, again, we only run to the right, and what that means is that we must always start from the left side. So again, we'll talk about that when we look at these examples. But if you're always running right, it means you must start from the left. So let's look at your examples real quick. Make sure you copy this and get this down for your notes. Now, this is a picture directly from questions that are like on your homework. This little magnifying glass on your homework, if you can't get the count because your scene is too small, if you hit that little magnifying glass on the computer, it will actually make it bigger so you can count better with your finger. Try not to touch the screen with your pencil because you'll mark it up, but you know, if you want to use the back of your pen or the, I wouldn't even say eraser, but if you have something that doesn't mark up the screen, you can do that too. But just try not to mess up the computers because these have to last us for a long time. Other than that, what we want to do is, this is what the picture will look like. You want to start from the leftmost point, again always from the left, and your rise is how many steps do I have to go up to get to the other point, which is 1, because notice I'm here, the other point's here. If I go 1 step up, that would be run. Your run is how many steps do I go over, and if you count 1, 2, 3, again from here, up 1, over 1, 2, 3. Do you see the monopoly I'm talking about? So up 1 jump, over 1, 2, 3 jumps, which means my slope being rise over run is just 1/3. Again, checking that out, typing that into a fraction, however you did it on your slope. 1/3 is as far as it goes. That's all your slope is. That's how easy this is today. Just make sure again that you get the practice that you need. B, again, starting from the left. Don't ever start from over here, start from over here. You want to count your up steps or down steps first. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I do this so you can actually see my jumps, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is my rise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 jumps going on the run, which means that my slope being rise over run is 7 over 8. Look again how easy that is. It's just a matter of making sure you learn how to count, which is why I need you to make sure that you work to finish this assignment today, because that's going to really put you in good position for that quiz coming up this week. C, again, starting from the left, and here's where we get into the negatives. Starting from here, we actually have to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, and because I had to go down 4, that means my rise is -4. My run is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means that my slope is a -4/5. Again, from here to here, I had to go down 1, 2, 3, 4 steps, and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. That is where your practice is. That's where you want to make sure you get good at what you're doing. D, starting from the left, my rise is a -1. Remember, that's a -1 because I had to go down. My run is a +1. My slope is not -1 over 1 because -1 divided by 1 is actually just -1. You want to still make sure you're reducing and simplifying your answer. Just like on the computer, you could not put 6 over 10, you'd have to put 3 over 5. make sure you're taking that rise over run and simplifying it. Now, I personally did not change to 4/5 because I know that 4 over 5 is still 4 over 5. But if you get a bigger number or numbers that you know might not go in, or that you know might simplify, just type it in to make sure you know what's going on. And then the last one, again, starting from here, your rise is 1, 2, 3, 4. Your run is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again, whatever you do, if you type in 4 over 8 and it says you're wrong, just try doing 4 divided by 8 and doing what we learned yesterday, which is to convert that to 1/2. Outside of that, again, this is a very short video. I'm trying to keep these short and sweet. After you finish the video, when you get to your homework, there's more questions today because I need you to do some review. Tomorrow we're going to do probably some worksheet work because I need you to be able to do it on paper. And then Friday you have your quiz. So again, make sure you answer the question at the very end so you get credit. And other than that, good luck. Make sure you're working together well and asking questions as you need to.